No, my game. Not Guild Wars. We play Terraformers tonight. Yeah, okay. It's the weekend, and unbelievably, I have free time. How about that? One of the most uncommon occurrences you'll ever see. We're going to try new paths. I kind of just want to play each of them in sequence, even though the difficulty's scaling up, so that's what we're going to do. Last time we did green path. We spread life. This time we're doing blue path, and we're just going to terraform. So, life is useful. Life gives us support, gives us some other perks, but really we're just going to be focusing on terraforming parameters on the right side. So let's see how it goes. Our options are balanced, which we always have. Space gives us 3 trade routes right out of the gate. That's really good. Because the best way we have to fill the oceans is doing space projects. And so 3 trade routes is going to let us do more space projects faster. Expansive doesn't really do anything for us. I'm gonna try space. Getting to 22 tritium is going to be a problem. But we rolled okay. I would have loved to see a tritium mine here rather than just scrap tritium, but I think we can salvage enough. Are we going to get any help on this from either of you? If you have 800 more total support, gain a project suggestion and project research. We might be able to do that. We're probably never going to use that this early in the game, but this could be okay. And regional buildings aren't going to be that strong for terraform. Sure, I don't think we've taken Ulina before, so let's give it a shot. And then give me my HQ. So where do we want to set up here? We want really high support, I think. What we're doing in the city doesn't matter all that much, so I'm thinking house, 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 and then we can do support building, because she gives us these local art galleries for free. And then we can do our classic, triple power, and we can do farm, food, farm here. I think that's okay. I think that's fine. So give me the HQ. We'll put the HQ off in the corner somewhere. Put a house down. We'll get exploring. No real reason that we're picking between silicates and nitrates. This also, if we have a silicate mine and a nitrates mine, this is going to be a big science game. So we definitely want to, we want to grab any labs we see, and we don't want to grab tritium thermogenerators because we're dumping it all into our space project. We could also get tuber farms. What would I rather have early? Because we can build that tuber farm pretty quick. So if we go science first, we can research our first science project that little bit faster. That's usually turn 15, 20, somewhere around there. If we grab the tuber farm, we can build more houses early. That doesn't do a ton for me. I think early science is going to be better than early food. And then get me out here. And set that mine up as soon as we have another house. And then we've got a large tritium here and a small hint of nitrate, so we can actually build that. So we'll be exploring there next. Definitely want the house. Definitely want that. That 10 food is a huge find. And then where's the labs going to go? So this goes here. This goes here. This is a house. This I'd like to be triple farm or farm, soil factory farm. We could do 2 generators and then 1 array, and then we could do science here. And then maybe if we need to swap that out for a 3rd power generator, we could. There's our next trade route. Do I have titanium reachable anywhere? Yes and yes. Alright. That pulls me strongly towards a robot hub. Grabbing this for titanium plus a little extra tritium. And then building this so that we can go here. And so that we can go here. And I might actually build that mine first, just so we can really get that space project out. But this stuff gets used in all of our space projects. So I think it's relatively important to rush out a trit mine as fast as we can. That's way too early. And I don't think you're going to do enough. So give me the tuber farm. We don't actually have food production right now, so a tuber farm is going to be pretty useful. We can coast on trit for a bit. I kind of want to grab this titanium. Well, I want to grab any titanium so that we can build a mine there. Which would be the best one to grab? Here gets us bonus water. 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 I mean, if you're gonna frame the choice like that, I guess you'll just go with the one that gets you bonus water and gets you tritium anyway. Is this okay? Yeah. And then give me the second lab now. I'm gonna chill on exploring. I don't think we need to do a lot of exploration anymore. I want to make sure I get both of these local art galleries in. We can rely on satellite exploration for a bit. I also want to get there for that titanium. That's probably going to be what this house enables us to do. Here's our soil factory. I like it over a magnetic fusion plant for sure. I like it over a public bath. Well, we don't have the water, so it's... I think I would rather have a public bath, but I'd... Oh, you can only build it once per city. Okay. That's fair. That makes sense. Now, I want more titanium so that I can build this. And now, truly, we are just off to the races. I would love... I want just like a killer rocket silo. Probably like here on top of this lava tube city spot. Because it's going to hit this mine, and I'm assuming that this is going to be a water mine. So that'll give us 3 free trade routes once we upgrade it to a spaceport. That seems like a thing that I would be quite interested in doing. Support ticks up. Here's our second lab. So we can go ahead and get that in. I'm not that worried about food. We've got all of our mines set up to our liking. There's not a ton of pressure on us to get it up. That's just flat and elevated, huh? Decent power plant spot, then. And then here's our first tech. So this is what we were saving up research for. Does it pay off? Yes. That seems very good. That seems fine. This seems fine, but holy cow, is it cheap. I think I want to do like a people-focused game this time, because we don't have to expand that far. And people benefit from terraforming parameters more than robots do. So give me urban planning. And it'll take us a little while to actually get that science up to scale, but once we do, I think it's going to be really good. Hospital, I kind of want to save the science. Although, you being at high support really helps us out. And 12 science isn't a huge ask, and 4 trit isn't a huge ask. And I've already got a 2... Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Now, with this, I really want to focus on nitrates. So we've got a large nitrates here. And then just a couple small nitrates around the place. But give me the large nitrates. There's exactly the food we were looking for. The question is, well, let's get the... Oh wait, I don't need you anymore. What are you doing in here? I've already got my 2 labs. I guess I'll just hold on to you. The question is, if we put this down, where do we want to expand? Because we could go here, grab a titanium mine. It was fine. Like, the resources are always good. Empty square is potential rocket pad to up our trade routes to make this stuff go faster. Which, speaking of, we should have free trade routes now. I think I'd much rather have nitrates. I think a mine is going to be better. Especially because it's a titanium mine. That's a component in a lot of space projects. grab me this. We're not saving ourselves room for a rocket pad, and that's okay. Now, I need titanium for that, so let's just go and grab you. We need one more. Here's our landing pad that we don't currently have a place for. And we can't even destroy anything to put it down. Everything is mines. Mines are way more valuable than you are. I don't need the robot hub. I don't need the robot as well. Actually, maybe the robot hub is okay because we could expand here and here. What is this? It's just okay. Grab me you because we're about to start getting titanium. And then give me these trade routes, and now the world is our oyster. We can convert anything into anything. So we'll get rid of all of our spare tritium. We want let's finish urban planning before we build our next city. So let's just rush everything into science, and then what can we trade to make science? Sure, we'll trade away 6 water. Because at any point we can just get 6 water again. Here, I'll trade a food away too. The strength of trading is that you just turn everything into everything 1 for 1. And the only drawback is how quickly you can do that in terms of time. So with us having 6 trade routes this early, we can transmute lead into gold basically. Alright, so Lena's out. We could get Misha in, who specializes in bacteria, which does start the terraforming process. We get some methanogenium or some cyanophyta or something like that in here, or we've got Gustav, who's just kind of like, he's a decent economy engine, but he doesn't move us towards winning. So I'm going to go with Misha. And now I can start grabbing tritium generators to start making my own power. So next turn we have 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. That finishes urban planning, which means we can keep working on... What do we want next? Probably a robot hub. So that we can go here and here, and we can build these 2 bacteria spreaders that we're about to get. Let's just make it hot first. We'll make it hot, and then later we'll make it oxygenated and give it an atmosphere. Anything else I need to do this turn? No. Okay, Android Hub's looking pretty good. Applied Science Center's looking okay. I don't want like any of them. I want something that actually gives me more resources. But in lieu of that, why don't you just give me the Android hub? Now, where do we want to use this exploration satellite? What are we trying to do? We need titanium to get this robot hub up. So we're looking for a big titanium node? There is none. We're looking for a small titanium node. Rover Museum. Rover Museum's pretty good. I will do that. And then I can afford you. We'll say for now, you can go here. And then we expand here and here. We build urban planning. We are now getting to 12 science for a bacteria spreader. We want that up quickly. And then, should we just get another life form, or should we explore? I think I'm okay just exploring for now. Just getting more resources. Oh, I don't have enough power. Never mind. I'll be importing life forms. +2 atmosphere per turn? Sure. And what do you do? Oh, you're the good genetic modification. We should do that before you leave. Photovoltaic field, we do have that open spot. Research center, not right now. Terraforming, probably need to take this. And then you, and then it's percentage based, which means that a larger recharge time is going to get more benefit out of it. No, I think it reduces both of these by 1. Never mind, it reduces methanogenium by 2. I guess it rounds up. So you're going to be 10, 12 next turn. And what's the next thing we're trying to build? Probably the CO2 plant, which is going to take power and titanium. Right, my pending event. A photovoltaic field is looking pretty nice in that spot right there. Especially because our power is a little bit of an issue. So take 1 off of there, give me 1 more here so I can just build that next turn. Dark bacteria increases temperature by 1. No, that doesn't terraform. Give me the plant spreader. We can't use it yet, but we'll be able to use it soon. You produce a science, and you increase support. I like that. You go here. You spread here. You go here. Excuse me. There we go. So that sort of fixes our power. What else can I trade away now? We need power, we need titanium. So, like, you're not that important. You're not that important. You're not important anymore. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then the rest into titanium. I'll just get more plants. I worry about being able to hold an animal spreader for that long, so I'm just going to wait on it. Yes. We got to start thinking about setting up a new city here pretty soon, I think. Because you, like, don't really have the space to generate as much power as we need. Like, I could move you around, but also, like, any tritium generator I see, I pretty much have to take. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We don't need that anymore, so maybe we should do this. And then that. Start building our food towards city number 2, wherever that winds up going. Maybe somewhere down here. Like, that looks like a promising spot. Yeah, we could do a city there. It's near a large hint of water and a bit of scientific interest, so that's going to be some kind of POI. And then where are you going? You might go like there. I might give up completely on the idea of farming to get a majority of our food. We need to dump a project. I don't see a world where we're building you anytime soon. We'll just get one later. Oh, and you still have your ability. We can afford to do that, and then we'll still get 12 next turn. Now, what do you have for me? This city owns a ton of mines. You own 4 mines. So this is +1 power for a resource that's pretty easy for us to produce. I will grab you. And then we'll redirect all of this. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that'll get us exactly that. We can trade away 1 power. We can put in 1 CO2 factory. We can not afford to explore, which is a little sad. So we're just going to have to take our Constellation 10 support for ending the turn without Mishu being able to do anything. And then we really got to start looking for some water and for some food. It's not that I don't need any of these things, it's that I don't really have the space for them. Give me another research. We'll probably just end up trading a lot of our research. We'll turn that into our trade fodder that we send out to other people. So let's start getting this spot ready to hold a city. We're going to build it there, so we need to explore here and here in order to accomplish that, and then get to 30 food and 10 water. Our load balancing station is ready. So that's an additional power. And then let's reconfigure trade. We are trying to get to a city. No, import. So get rid of that, and that. And we're even. Another tritium thermogenerator. I'm not really in a position to say no. I don't want an exploration center, and a touring company doesn't do anything for us right now, so give me the thermogenerator. Give me more terraforming stuff. I'm just going all in on power. I'll even destroy a lab to do it in case we get one of those power conduit buildings. The science isn't that important right now. We can explore here for water. That puts us at 9. We can explore here. That puts us at 10. 23. We'll be at 29 food next turn. We're 1 off. And we're full on projects. I don't see... I'd like to put you there. You're, like, strictly better than a lab, because you're a science per turn and you do support. So we'll get rid of that. You're also looking like you're on the chopping block, though. I do like the development center. It kind of accelerates our science a bit. And we're already at 13. It's not a tall ask to get us to 20. So you're going to have to go. You're going to be at 30. What do we want to trade for? 15? 20. So we can build you next turn. And then to support that, we'll trade that away. And those. And give me an extra power so I can build these gas factories. As well as keep exploring at a reasonable rate. Cacti versus penguins. I have extreme card issues right now, so I kind of have to just take the plant. I definitely want a terraform, though. So you're getting... Oh my god, it's a nightmare. You're getting founded. New Ankara. This is going to be extremely high support, because it's next to these 2 rock formations, so that will be useful. This is a farming spot. Okay. Let's put you here, because I want to get this down first. And then probably these 3 are all going to be terraforming buildings. And then you get to expand immediately because of our project. So take me to these. Polar ice locations can be melted for free and without radiation effects. Okay, but if we heat the planet up enough, they melt anyway. We could also just convert them to silicates. Do we need silicates? Not especially, no. Like, maybe for you, but then we could just, like, trade them away. So maybe it's fine. And then this we want to be... Do we want to extract the water for an ocean? I think since we have 6 trade routes, I'm okay with just extracting water for terraforming parameters. We can just trade for water if we need it. And then I can still research a project, right? Oh, because I built the thing. Yeah. Give me 1 extra science. Don't need that anymore. Let's just go ahead and reset all these. We need power. Power, 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 and titanium. We don't need nitrates. We don't need science really anymore. We don't need food anymore. And you can still do something. Well, like, not really, because we have no power. Alright, so power is kind of an issue still. We need to build a supply up. Sewage treatment plant is an interesting means of getting water. Converting 3 silicates to 10 titanium seems real good. But then animal spreaders being 50% less water also seems good. This is basically... we're never going to mine the water. Every aquifer we find on this planet is getting turned into ocean. Which means this basically just makes animal spreaders cost 50% less of any material because we're going to be trading for them. And then we could also do a little bit of genetic modification on the side, although heat is not a huge deal because we're already kind of heating the planet with the methanogenium. So really we're looking at this and this versus this and this, and like kind of that, but not really. Actually, maybe, because now I'm thinking, like, if we're going to do trade so much, this basically makes 7 free materials that turn into 7 free anything, because we can just trade them. And I kind of already have most of the life forms that I want. So, yeah, actually. We'll take a science, space project. This, I don't, 21 power to get +1 titanium is not something I'm interested in doing. And we already have a hospital on our hands, so I'm not interested in that either. Let's start getting terraforming buildings down. Your population is 3 people. 3 people does not get us a water yet. But I can't explore with you, and I can't do your silicate, so I'm just gonna, like, get it ready. That's where it's gonna go eventually. I also want to do a slight adjustment here. I want to make sure I have 3 silicates next turn, so I can turn it into 10 titanium. Which means I'm going to be trading away science, water, a nitrate, and a tritium. I should really build this project, actually. Hang on. Let's build the project. We can do that. We can do that. And then we'll just do, like, this. Get the project done. Actually, find me silicates on this map. Big silicates? Big silicates? No, just 2 small silicates. Well, those we can both reach pretty easily, but they're also the only 2 silicates that exist. So I guess just give me that one. And now we can just dump more of these into the space project. I will strive to meet them. I'll do it. Bebcag, thanks for the follow. An oxygen factory. 17 water is a tall ask. Currently, right now. But we do want to take things that allow us to win the game. And a development center, I can't afford right now. I can't do it. It's beyond me. It's beyond my means. So what are we trying to do with this next turn? I think first of all we're trying to explore. And I want to grab silicates. We want silicates for our space project. We also want to... well, I don't even know where the poles are yet, man. I should really just convert that, but we're dumping all the science into the exploration satellite, so my hands are kind of tied. I don't think we're going to get a lot done this turn. I think next turn we're going to pop off, but this turn, I honestly think we're just going to cycle through immediately, and then next turn, we're building another gas factory here, because we'll have the power. We are converting... No, we're not. Now, we should be able to convert next turn. We should be able to convert this, and then when the satellites are done, we'll have like a turn where we can just burn titanium and turn it into anything else we want. So that turn, bit of a no-go. What's in you? 8 power, 8 titanium for 25 tritium. So we're turning 16 resources into 25 resources. At the cost of a space project and most of our trade routes. Hey, we have the slot. We can always just turn it down if we decide we don't want to. And then all of these look pretty bad. You I just don't have the resources for right now. You I don't think are very good. And you I definitely don't have the resources for. So we're just going to turn you into science. And then we're going to start allocating even more trade routes down there. We are going to build you. We're going to convert you, which means we won't be able to finish the exploration satellites next turn. But that's okay. I can wait one more turn. That's fine. And then what are we doing with our next turn? We're only going to be at 4 power, so we can't really build anything. I don't think anything's happening next turn. I think we're just making slow space project progress. I will definitely take a second bacteria spreader. I do not care about the rest of you. Just reallocate all of our space projects. You get spreading here. And then we need to get to 12 science to get this bacteria spreader down. And I think it's going to replace this photovoltaic field. No, it doesn't have to. It could just go here. We have a perfectly available rocky plains. So explore here so that I can do stuff in that region. And then explore here so I can do stuff in that region. Trade routes are all still going into science projects. It's shocking to me that we haven't found a upgraded spaceport yet. Maybe we haven't hit the turns for it. It is only turn 24, but I'm counting down the hours until we can put a spaceport there. And we've got this Android hub in our back pocket that's going to allow us to expand to that tile when we get there. We're only going to be at 7 power next turn, so you're going to be waiting for a bit. After these are done, we should probably start working on this oxygen factory. Building up the water for it, because oxygen has not moved yet this game. And that's a little concerning. Constructing a building that costs at least 40 resources? I don't think we're going to be doing that much. 2 titanium when constructing a city building? Meh. 40 science to get that? That seems so bad for 40 science, when I could just get +5 support income per turn, per project. Yeah, I think it's just going to be you. And there's what we're looking for. Now we can finally start our progress on water. So enable you. Let's get this out of the way. We can also build our rover museum. You just do support and science, so it doesn't really matter where we put you. You can just go like there. And then where do we want to use this exploration satellite? What are we saving up for right now? We want power, we want titanium. We actually need a lot of titanium, so we're looking for a titanium node. We are finding one here, 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 and that's pretty much it. So give me the one that has water under it too, because that helps with our oxygen factory progress. And then you just, you can't reach anything. We have no power. Let's speculate on a sewage treatment plant. Oh, we can't even expand there. Alright, you're just going to have to do 15 support per turn. New Ankara needs population. I don't know that I can promise you this right now, but holy cow, look at all the science we could produce up there. I don't want to commit a space slot to that right now. I'm going to have to ask you to wait. And I think we have our third tritium generator down here. We don't have a fourth one, though, so here's what we can do. We can just say, I will spend 9 trit to put a thermo generator here, and then if we ever see that power conduit show up, we can just plunk it down over the top of it. But for now, give me the extra power because it makes replacing this photovoltaic field with this bacteria spreader a bit of an easier pill to swallow in the future. And you need to find titanium like nobody's business. So here's a little bit to grab. And that's going to be a little bit to grab. I'm willing to sacrifice 1 turn of that to bring one silicate in so that I can use that next turn. Radiodurans. This is not the game for Radiodurans. It's probably also not the game for Temperate Forest, but I think there's a higher chance that gets used. You're just a flat +3 science. Yeah, why not? I don't know if we'll actually finish that, but I'll get it. I'll put it there. I'll put it there to think about. So we do that. That's all the titanium this project is going to need, so we don't really have to look at that anymore, unless we decide to build like an Android hub up here. And then what's our next priority? Our next priority is science for the bacteria spreader. Let's see if I can find a science. I can find a science node. Let's get you. We'll replace you. We will... So we're getting 3 heat per turn. We're getting 5 atmosphere per turn. But atmosphere is also a much larger set of parameters. So I'm going to start getting some atmosphere in as well. Because next time we use this spreader, it's probably going to go here. Might also go here. That should be enough heat to kind of get us through everything we need to get through. And then with this water project, that's going to give us 40 ocean. That puts us at rainfall 1. Which means we could start thinking about planting shrubs or an alpine pine forest. At least in like Upper Sabia and not Borealis and not Lower Sabia and not Lower... Okay, so pretty much only in Upper Sabia is where we're going to have the rainfall to support that at T0, but, you know, it's worth thinking about that we need to prioritize nitrates relatively soon to get that spreader up. Here we go. There's what I was looking for. So now power is very important. It's not as important as water, but I'm less incentivized to spend power. So I think we're going to be looking for really close explorations that we can do. Like that one should only be 3, and it gets us a ton of nitrates. And we're also going to be looking for any other titanium spots, because most of our titanium is allocated to this project right now. Like, we only have 13, but we still have 11 to go on that project, so we're going to need more. That was also a huge power find. Oh my... Oh, we can actually just build it right now. Yeah, you go here. You go here. Next turn we can build a spaceport. I also want to expand to that square, because then I get 3 free trade routes out of that whole ensemble over there. Okay, heat increased by 1. Biogenerator, 37 nitrates. But in exchange you get a ton of stuff. I don't think it's the time yet, because we have a nitrate greedy building in our hand. Again, a nitrate greedy building in our hand, and I don't really need that. So we're just going to turn that into science, because we still need to get to this applied research benchmark. We are going to build you here. That is going to get us a free trade route. We're going to import a ton of titanium just to cover off this project. And then what else do we need? Water for an oxygen factory. And unfortunately, I have nothing for you to do this turn. I wish I had grabbed one more silicate so I could do that conversion, and then we could save ourselves an entire turn of trade, but it was not to be. MarsNet's pretty good. And we have the slot. I also kind of want you so that we can expand to there. Let's do our water parameter. I don't have the silicates to repair you right now. I do have the power to repair you, though. And I don't have the power titanium to repair you. I might let those auto-repair. We're doing fine on support. Support's looking real good. And we have ice caps now. How fun. Let's see. What do we need next? What we need next is to reconfigure all of these. I would rather have resources per turn. Because resources per turn just increases the volume of things that I can trade. And then I'd also want water. And give me science so I can just finish this stupid applied research. Get that card out of my hand, and then I don't have to worry about it. I would also like to build up a bit of titanium. Start working towards this other Android hub. Start working towards this CO2 factory, so let's grab some of that. That also lets us build this oxygen factory. Right, I need to increase population here. The next Android hub actually has to go here, instead of in New Santiago to grab that aquifer. I think we're going to put that plan on hold for a little bit, so that we can increase the amount of buildings we can put in New Ankara. So we could do something like that. Wait, we actually... Well, okay, it's fine. Okay, it's like not that fine. We kind of needed that for a project, but whatever. You can put your last science towards MarsNet. Just increasing all the terraforming parameters here. We've got Nylia. Nylia doesn't do a ton for us right now. What does Mariam do? Mariam does a lot. Free Drone Hub is just so good. It's so unbelievably good. We're probably not going to be using that too much, but these two powers are really, really strong. I will take... Actually, I could innovate. What else am I going to do here? Could put a drone hub here. Fair point. I'm not giving up on that plan. I lied. So that's one more free trade route. We will use that to get power, and we're going to start working towards this CO2 factory. We're also going to look for more titanium. We are consuming just an incredible amount of titanium right now, so let's keep that rolling. Good. I can still research a project. True. Yeah, just give me a terraforming project, since we're not going to innovate this turn. I really want to try and get this Android hub down next turn. Is it possible? I would need 3 more imports. And it would allow us to jump ahead on 1 terraforming parameter. I think that's worth it. I think that's more important than just, like, getting random resources. And then sure, just ship a... Oh, don't ship tritium. You're about to need a ton of it for importing methane. Ship food. Support income looking a little dicey. Second plant spreader, though? Yeah. Alright. Reset all this. You. You. You're done. You. Expand me to... Where are we going to put this oxygen factory, actually? Probably like here, but then I need power, so we're going to have to wait another turn anyway. That's okay, I can wait a turn. We'll expand here. Here, we can get a little extra support going. Here, we can get a little extra support going. New Ankara is going to be a very nice place to live. I could repair some of these buildings just to... Well, actually, I can't. I can't afford any of them. I'm just going to let them repair automatically. We can tank the support for a little bit. Support doesn't look good right now, but we can tank it. And then, in lieu of anything else, just get another expansion point in there. Where are you going to use it? Who knows? Just put it down here. You could put a plant spreader down there or something. Plankton or birds of paradise. Oxygen is still not moving. I'm a little dubious about an animal spreader. So just give me plankton. We can put it in some of the water zones. And this we need. So I think MarsNet is going to have to go. And you're going to have to come in. And the rest of these I don't care. And I'd like to save the power. So let's innovate for our second project. And we'll take... Not a soil factory. We're not actually growing anything this game. Give me like a skyscraper. Yeah? No. No, give me a development center. I know we really wanted to build this, but just hear me out. And the hear me out is we build one of these, and then we get +1 science per turn, because we can burn an extra project into science. Now, we can up our comfort of living a little bit in New Ankara. It's not huge, because we only have 1 human living here. But this is a prime candidate for receiving the skyscraper. Which I do think I'll put here, and then I can move you somewhere else, and then I can put a support to adjacent buildings thing there. We can also afford our plant spreader now. Which I kind of want to go there, but I could also fit it here. And we can plant a boreal forest straight up. Doesn't do anything for our terraforming parameters, at least not as far as I know. No, it gives us atmosphere and oxygen per turn, so that's actually fine. We're finally making progress on oxygen, and we can make a little more progress on oxygen next turn when we destroy another rock. Unless we can find an exploration site that gives power, and it gives us 2 more power. Okay, actually perfect. Actually perfect math. Not enough silicates to satisfy export. Okay, fair. All of those are free. Which one of you is more important? I'm going to say you, because you put us up to 2. And then we have 3 free imports. Which we would like to be... I'm going to guess... power? Because I'm looking at this CO2 factory and thinking I would like to get that down. Or, well, actually, we just have the research now. Give me that conversion to silicates. Because we kind of want it for this that's what we can use it on. No, we can't. These are free, so I can't actually put them towards a space trade route. And I can still research a project. Okay, it's been a complicated turn. We have talked ourselves into skyscraper here, for sure, though. This is big for both of our cities, and I think I'm willing to just grab it here because it showed up. I'm saving up power for the CO2 factory, which really pulls me toward innovating this turn. Plus it just gives us bonus science that we can throw away at other trade routes. I would love to build a combined living center, actually. I'd also like another CO2 factory. And do I have a place for a landing pad right now? not a great one. I'm looking for places that have like a lot of mines. New Ankara just doesn't have mines, period. It is like an extra trade route, but I feel like the number of trade routes that we have is actually kind of fine. So I think I'm going to leave it, and I'm going to turn it into science instead. Or, hey, this is so cheap. We'll just do that. And then you're going to get moved to... kind of want to move you to here. So why don't you come to here? You come here. We're getting massive support from this. And then you, next turn, are going to go there. Which means 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're getting 4. So we'll be able to build the entertainment center next turn. Now, resources. What do we need? Science would be nice. Titanium would be nice. Let's go look for titanium. Actually, tritium. We need so much tritium between these two projects. Just grab me all of these tritium nodes. And we can afford you, just for reasons. I'd rather have the entertainment center there, I think. Actually, it's not that big of a difference. It's -2 support to get +1 science per turn. Actually, I don't care about science per turn. We're already at 2. We're doing fine on science per turn. Another bacteria spreader. Do I have a place for you? I definitely have places for you. Alright, you get in. I'm just going to keep innovating for bonus resources. I don't love any of these. Our resources are stretched so thin. There's no way we build this spaceport anytime soon with 2 giant space projects that are eating all of our tritium. I'm a noted fan of delivery drones, but I don't think we have anywhere we need to expand to right now. I think this is just going to be a get +2 science out of it. And then we can build another bacteria spreader, which will go here. And you could just start putting plankton in. Like anywhere there's water, just do plankton. So you'll come like up here and be plankton. 18 turns? That's way too long. 12 turns? That's more like it. Now down here, we're building support. We've stemmed the bleeding on our support score at least, and we've also stemmed it above 800. So we get an extra project suggestion and an extra research per turn. This is good, but we are out of tritium. That's bad. That's not good. We can at least finish the orbital telescope. But we're going to have to find more tritium. Oh my god. No, I just fixed that. Please. We're going to have to find more tritium. So that we can explore manually. This we'll get with satellites. There's an extra 6. That finishes. That is all we can afford to do. You don't need to be food anymore. What do we want you to be? You could just be tritium. That's probably the best idea. And then bring me an extra science as well. I'm willing to give you a... I kind of want that train station, because we're taking -1, -2, -4 unhappiness from doing that. I would replace this lab with a train station in like a heartbeat, I'm pretty sure. So export a food, and let's start stockpiling our power and silicates. And I can still research, right? Technically, I've got the space for you. I don't have the tritium for you, though. And our atmosphere parameters are kind of good. We're doing okay there. Do I just want the 4 science? Let's grab you. We can throw you out later, and we'll take 3 science. One science per turn per life form. No. Dock? Yeah, not really yet. We're not on the ocean anywhere. This is also looking like a potential innovate turn. But let's see what happens first. So we're done with water. We no longer need to do water. We need to do both levels of oxygen, 1 level of atmosphere, 1 level of temperature. Duly noted. Let's figure out how we're going to do that. It probably means for the bacteria spreaders, we're going to swap off methanogenium pretty soon, and we're going to start going back to cyanophyta. We're also going to want to get another plant spreader down, which involves nitrates. Never mind, there's just an enormous amount of tritium up here. We got to grab that first. Now we can look for nitrates. No nitrates detected, and we're saving up power, remember? Yeah, we're going to innovate this turn. We're going to innovate. Our atmosphere is fine. We're hitting this in like roughly 7 turns. So I don't think we really need to go that much further in on it. When instead we could just convert all of this into science. And finally finish this. So we don't need to import science anymore. What do we want to import instead? Power, probably. Some of my treasures aren't assigned. This can't be true. Just throw all of it into space projects. Is this a free trade route? Yeah, that's one of the free trade routes. Okay. Are you? They're all free trade routes right now. No, you're not. You can go up there. Polar bears or deer? 1 temperature, 2 oxygen? It's not happening. I'll take them, but it's not going to happen. Another plant spreader. I don't have the nitrates to support you. I might need... No, I can't. I'm going to build a train station this turn. That uses up all your power. You're going to have to innovate this turn. And you don't really want any of these. Alright, in that case, get rid of them. That allows us to continue working. And then let's start, with our spare trade routes that we can't afford, we'll start trading away some of this science. We're just going to turn science into every other resource that we need, because we're producing plenty of it. That takes care of a lot of our unhappiness. We also get 4 new explorations. Alright, well, take me here. I'm going to definitely extract that water for oceans. Take me here, so that I can mine, and then take me here just so I have another empty tile. What do I need for all of this? I need titanium we're break even on. Power we're getting plenty of, we're just spending it as soon as it comes in. We can also spread a life form. We never took cyanophyta. That's unfortunate. But you give oxygen, right? Yeah, you provide an oxygen per turn. Alright, then you're going to go there. It's just going to build our oxygen even further. We don't need water anymore. But I might want to explore. I feel like I was saving power for something. It might have been for exploration. It was for mines. I remember now. So I need to use this exploration satellite on a titanium. If any still exists. I don't know where any titanium is. Alright, fine. I'll explore this pole to get terraforming parameters then at least. And I can't nuke it because I don't have enough titanium, but I'm pretty sure it melts at heat level 2 anyway. So we just have to be patient, and we found titanium off of that. So it's going to cost us all of our power, but we get that back next turn, and the titanium we just kind of need in a hurry. So next turn we can build that tritium mine, and we cannot. That's going to be too much power. But in like 2 turns, actually we don't even need to drill it for oceans anymore. We could just build a mine on it, because we're good on oceans. It's very true. That's a good point that you've raised. We can still research a project. Don't need any of it. Just turned it into science. Some trade routes aren't assigned. Okay, we can fix that too. I feel like we're doing fine on support, so just double my resource production, because we're spending a lot of resources still. I'm good on plant spreaders. I already have one. Let's wait and make sure we don't need to explore this turn. That's climate 2. That's the poles melted. That's atmosphere increased. Alright, so we're just waiting on oxygen. Everything kind of cascaded all at once there. We just need to get O2 up. So now, instead of being like, oh, I wonder if I might need power, now I'm like, innovate me, and I'm looking specifically for the oxygen plant. And I'm also going, give me this plant spreader, cancel this project, import every nitrate you can find. Because plants, little known fact, generate oxygen. So we're just going to go... Wait, why am I doing this? When I just said that science was going to be our dump export. Yeah, we can do that for a very, very long time. Exploration satellite, what are you doing? You're looking for nitrates, probably. Got some there. We've got a mine here. We've got... Not a mine there yet, but maybe soon. We'll see. Miriam's gone. That's never happening. These are nice, but it's real late in the game for them to matter. Industrial lobbying's looking really appealing, though. I don't really need more life forms, but oxygen boost could push us over the line here. Sure, I'll grab oxygen boost. And then I really wish that you were showing me projects that generate oxygen, but that's okay. Now, what is our next cunning plan? I think our next cunning plan might be get into our available plants and reduce rain requirements with a little bit of genetic modification. Because there's a lot of places on the planet that are still quite dry. Some area we can plant trees in. And Borealis is too cold to plant trees in. Utopia is too cold to plant trees in. Sabia is too dry to plant trees in. Hey, Upper Sabia. So trees can go here and here, basically, and we've already got trees here. It's just for the extra prestige. But we also picked up cacti, which I think might need temperature 3, so that's also kind of out. What do Mediterranean shrubs take? 2 heat, 1 water. Not having enough rainfall is kind of killing us here. What can you do? We're just going to keep mining nitrates. A titanium asteroid? Yeah, sure. We are kind of short on titanium. None of you matter. You might matter. Because there are a couple unhappy locations down here. We're never going to put a farm there. Just put your bus station on top of it. It's never going to be a farm. Give up on the dream. And what are we doing with you? Titanium, I think. Because we actually need titanium to mine that asteroid. So, like, explore there. And then reset all these. Do a bit of that. Get your free trade routes going. And then with your free 3 imports, I don't know, grab food for a little bit. We have our 1 new plant spreader available. You're going to put a deciduous or a temperate forest here. There have got to be more places where we can grow. We should do a bit of exploration to find them. Get me in here. That looks like it's got a bit of water running through it. Oxygen? No. Exploration satellites, though? Good enough. Resonance station? Also probably good enough. So now... It's a lot of power to get out there. Give me the close silicate nodes. And then with your far exploration... Oh, perfect. Now we can get into both of these. Okay. Good, good, good. You're out. You're in. We don't have enough titanium to support that. Now we do. I'll export a science to do that. Oxygen factory. It's on site. MarsNet? Sure, I'll try to finish it again. The rest of them, don't need. This is a long exploration, but we're not doing anything else with power, so just get me into the zone. We can plant stuff there. Alright, so that's going to be another +1 oxygen production once we get out there. That's not gonna last, though, because we're going to put this here for insane power. Oh, it actually does last, because we're importing. Okay. And now I think we're back to saving up nitrates for just another plant spreader. We're waiting for these to come up. 2 turns, 7 turns, 10 turns. This one's up next turn. Oxygen is going to be done soon. I don't want to do the math on it. 46 divided by 7 turns. Oxygen's done 7 turns. Fewer if we manage to get this thing up. But water's quite a ways away. Because we're working on all these trade routes. Boreal rainforest. 3 rainfall? It's never going to happen. Give me horses instead. Bacteria spreader? Might happen. If we put a bacteria spreader out here over the top of this large aquifer, then we should be able to just spread plankton immediately, and we'll get a short duration on it. And then we can also spread forest out here. Alright, so now oxygen's done in 4 turns. I like that a lot more. We will win on turn 49. So none of these particularly matter. We can't gene mod any of that. Propose me some more life forms. Temperate rainforest? No. Kelp forest? Yeah, sure. Second oxygen factory. When it rains, it pours. Just finish me some space projects. This game's pretty much wrapped up. We'll explore here. We'll explore here. I have a lot I can spread a life form. Spread me more plankton. And then to explore and study somewhere. How about out there? I'll just take science, thank you. Propose me a life form. I'll take elephants. Oh no, my support. Oh no, my sandstorms. Oh no, a 3rd oxygen factory. Where were you, like, I don't know, 5 to 10 turns ago? Anyway. There we go. Terraforming victory complete. And I think we got time for one more here, probably. So let's go see what we unlocked. I have indeed succeeded, it's true. We have a shipwright. I can expand to any ocean location connected to this building's location. We have a seaweed farm, 3 food per turn on an ocean, 20 support per turn on an ocean. Bunch of life forms. We can do clownfish, we can do seagrass, we can do sharks. Sharks are -1 comfort of living for 16 prestige. Terraforming parameters, and then support. Well, let's go see what the next path is.